Welcome to the first day of March. I'm Gina Bellich. Well, first this morning, ladies finally take hold of hormones in order to combat underactive thyroid, also known as hypothyroidism. Testing and lab results keep coming back normal and you're still experiencing underactive thyroid symptoms. This can include weight gain. Dr. Caitlin Sazowski helps us better understand what's going on.
So what is going on with low thyroid? I hear it all the time, and yet there are so many women that are continuing to suffer because of it, correct?
Correct. And the frustrating part is these women end up going into their doctor because of some kind of symptom. And the symptoms obviously vary, but the most common and usual ones are the inability to lose weight despite exercise and eating right, hair falling out by the chunks, brain fog, constipation, or the hormones go haywire and their menstrual cycles are a complete mess. And so they go into their doctor says, sounds like low thyroid, let's run a test. And sure enough, it comes back positive. So then they get put on thyroid hormone, which at that point, the female really feels like, yay, I'm going to feel better. I just have to take this medication. There was something going on with me. But unfortunately, when they go back, they don't necessarily feel any different with the symptoms, yet their doctor says, everything's perfect, the labs are normal, we're just going to keep doing this. And the female is really like, well, what are you talking about? I don't feel any different. I'm just taking medication now.
Yeah.
And so that just starts the whole frustration cycle.
It's in your head, or, oh my gosh, what's really happening? All right, here we go, folks. A free thyroid dinner event that you really need to take a look at. Tuesday, March 5th at 6 p.m. You can reserve your spot at 303-974-1087 because seating is extremely limited. So we've talked about the fact that these thyroid issues keep coming up. They seem extremely common, and yet they go ahead, they take these medications, the doctor said, like you said, and yet they're not feeling any better. They're not feeling any different. So what's the problem?
Right. And the big problem is they're continuing to take these medications, yet they still feel crappy.
Yes.
Can I say that on TV?
Yes, you can.
And so what's happening is, unfortunately, there's 11 different thyroid markers that really should be ran for these women, and more commonly than not, 1 or 2 of them are ran. And there's 20 possible causes for an underfunctioning thyroid, yet most practitioners only check for 1. So that leaves a whole lot of room for error for those individuals. And to make matters worse, the #1 cause of an underfunctioning thyroid is rarely ever checked, and that actually causes long-term problems and complications. So really what your audience really needs to understand is if they still have low thyroid symptoms, it's likely that their cause isn't actually being addressed.
So what are you guys doing that's different than other physicians?
Well, first and foremost, we don't look at people as it's a low thyroid, you need to be treated as low thyroid. It's why do you have low thyroid? Why do you have these symptoms? So we do very thorough testing and examinations to figure that out. And once we know the cause for the individual, we can then customize their unique approach to them. And that's why these women get so successful or such successful results working with us, is because we don't have this one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter model that we shove everybody into and just hope that they feel better.
Well, in that cookie cutter model, that normal course of treatment, if you will, sometimes can show extreme side effects for some people, right?
Oh, 100%. Actually, what ends up happening for these women is not only do their symptoms worsen, but they end up multiplying, so they develop other ones, not to mention other complications, other diseases like type 2 diabetes, multiple sclerosis, lupus, and even they have an increased chance of developing thyroid cancer.
Tuesday, March 5th at 6 p.m. Reserve your spot by calling the number you see there on your screen, 303-974-1087. Now, let's talk about the results that you've seen, because this is the exciting stuff.
This is the exciting stuff. So what we see, like with Monica, she's a 50-year-old female who came in. She works in the healthcare industry. She came in because her doctor was concerned about her having 2 autoimmune diseases, Hashimoto's and lupus, because of her symptoms. So she had chronic fatigue, brain fog, couldn't remember a thing, couldn't lose weight despite exercise and diet. She was constantly cold, even when the room temperature was, you know, should be comfortable for her.
A normal degree, yes.
Body aches everywhere and suffering with severe depression. 8 weeks of working with us, all of her symptoms had resolved. Not 1, not 2, all of them had resolved, and now her doctor's not worried about lupus, and she's also down 11 pounds, and her waist is lost inches, and that's in 8 weeks.
Oh my goodness, 8 weeks, 2 months. Such hope in thinking you might live with a lifelong illness, or 2 months of just getting the testing needed for something like this.
Right.
Oh my goodness, I love to say this. Okay, free thyroid dinner event, that's March 5th at 6 p.m. Go ahead, call the number you see there right on your screen, because seating is limited, folks, and you really want to make sure that this is something for you so you can have that seating. This is something, again, it's becoming more and more common when we hear about thyroid issues, correct?
It is. It's becoming more common, and I think the reason it's more common is because we're not finding and doing the proper diagnostics to figure out what's actually going on.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Call 303-974-1087 to reserve a seat for Integrated Health's free thyroid dinner event. That's Tuesday, March 5th at 6 p.m. Again, you can call 303-974-1087 to see if you qualify to attend the free event. Integrated Health Center of the Rockies paid for this segment.